Luke here once again with the Three-Blind Marksman as we continue our series on essential gear for a primitive camping excursion. Today we're going to talk very briefly and very basically on the subject of cordage. Cordage is absolutely vital. It is one of your most utilitarian things that you can have with you because you can use it in 10,000 different ways. I can't even begin to go over them all in this video, but you can probably just begin to imagine out there how many circumstances could come up in which you might need to tie something together, wrap something up, hold something together. I mean, there's just so many situations in which cordage is vital. Now, I am not an expert climber, and so I'm not going to offer anything pretending that is expert opinion on how to choose cordage if climbing or rappelling are going to be part of your excursion, the game plan for your trip. The only thing that I will throw out there, because different people are different levels of knowledge and experience that are watching these videos and following us here, is that going in the hardware store and finding a rope that can support your body weight, that is not sufficient to use that for safety when climbing or rappelling or anything of that nature. Because if you were to slip and fall and need that weight, that rope to catch you, the force that you're putting on there of your weight suddenly falling and jerking on that rope is far above your body weight. So do careful research and see just how strong you really need that rope to be for your body weight before you choose a cordage thinking you're going to be able to depend on it for climbing. And also keep that in mind if you end up in a freak survival situation and you've got some rope with you and you're trying to decide if it would keep you safe when climbing. Recognize that to support your body weight, it's got to be pretty strong, much stronger than supporting what you actually weigh, because of the jerk of a fall is significantly more force than your actual weight. Beyond that, just a few key things in my style of primitive camping that I'm going to demonstrate for you guys, hopefully in the next couple weeks, is that your cordage is going to be what holds your pack together when your tarp becomes your pack. It's going to become your straps. It's going to be everything that you need to use your tarp to be able to carry all your other gear. This is going to be what helps hold your shelter together. You're going to use your cordage in setting traps. To help you gain food. So there are some very crucial things that this is going to be used for. And so a couple things you do want to look for, in addition to the obvious of being strong or not being made out of a fabric that's going to easily corrode or come apart if it gets wet, because if you're out there, it's going to get wet. But other than those obvious things, just a couple things that you might want to keep in mind when you're deciding on your cordage, going to pick it up, is you want it to be made, one, out of a material that you can cut it to whatever length you need it to be if the situation calls for cutting that, and it not ruin the cordage. There are some cords that it's just an outer skin and a bunch of things inside, and if you cut it somewhere, then everything's going to come out of it. It's not going to be useful. Or if you cut it, that it will immediately begin unwinding, unraveling, and be useless. You want to make sure that what you choose is something that you can easily cut to a variety of lengths, if necessary, to use in a variety of situations. Secondly, I also recommend something that is in some way made out of thinner, smaller fabric, either braided together or somehow other woven or integrated together, so that if necessary, you can remove a single strand from it, unwind it and get a strand from your thicker rope, and be able to use that individual strand as twine or something, or sometimes you do need a thinner string-like cordage to tie together, so you want something that is itself thick and strong, but that can ideally come apart into things that are thinner and smaller and able to be used in other situations. So that's how some of the ways that you're going to get the most versatile cordage to help you out in a variety of situations during primitive camping. This is just, again, a very, very, very basic overview of cordage and how important it is to have a nice long bundle of good useful cordage and some of the things that you might be looking for in that in a primitive camping trip. So this is Luke again with the Three Blind Marksmen, and we will see you in the woods.